Hey, it's Ryan France here with the Robbins France Mortgage Planning Team, and I'm here to talk to you today about the hottest topic in our office, which is credit scores. Folks are asking me, Ryan, what credit score do I need? Or more importantly, how do I improve my credit score? So this video is going to give you some tools on how to boost that score if you're not quite where you need to be. And the mark that you need to be at a minimum is a 620 score. Okay? Credit scores are just a numerical value for how likely they are to repay debt. And on a scale of 350 to 850, and I never see them in the 300s and I rarely see them in the 800s, your score, the higher, the better. So I normally see them in the 4 to 700 range, okay? If you're in the 4 to 500 range right now, we've got room for improvement. We've had trouble paying our bills in the past. If you're in the 600 range, we're getting in the average to above average range, and then 700 will be considered excellent credit. Okay, so we got to figure out a way to get us, if we're down below that 620 figure, up to 620. And there's 5 factors that go into a credit score. The number one reason at 35% is probably the most obvious is making payments on time to the creditors that you have that show up on your credit report. So if I have my car loan or I have a credit card or my student loan payment, I want to make sure that I'm never 30 days or more late on the payment. And I certainly don't want to let any bill that I have, like a medical bill, or if I'm got a magazine subscription, I'm making sure I make those payments because sometimes those bills, when not paid, will be turned into collection, which is considered a major derogatory event, and that can hurt your score like that. Okay, so a 30-day late payment probably will drop your score in any range from 10, 20 points upwards of 80 points, 90 points. It just depends on where your score is when you start. If you start off with a high 700 score, and you have a late payment, it's probably going to knock you down 50 points, 80 points. I've seen it happen. If you're already starting down in the 400 or 500 range, a late payment's probably not going to impact you all that much, but it's going to delay you improving your score another month or 2 or 3 or 4. So you just can't have any late payments. Got to get our bills paid on time. Even small little $5, $10 bills, you got to make the minimum payment. All right, I got a lot of folks who think, well, I just figured it wouldn't hurt me if I missed that payment. Wrong. It doesn't matter if you miss a $5 a month payment or a $5,000 a month payment, it still hurts you the same. Okay? So pay the bills on time, number one reason. Number two, and nobody thinks about this one, it's my balance to credit limit. The higher the balance I owe on a particular account versus what my original credit limit is, it hurts my score, just like a late payment will. So if I have a $1,000 credit card and I owe $1,000 on that credit card, I'm at my max. Even worse, what if I owe $1,050 on that $1,000 card? The credit card companies love to do this. They charge you an over the balance fee. They make 39 bucks, and then they're charging the interest on that $1,000. You get over that limit, and it's a massive hit to your score. Okay, so you got to always be under the limit, and your goal should always be below 50%. Okay. If I have a $1,000 credit card, never be over $500. Your ideal range is to be under 30% or under $300 on that $1,000 credit card. And if you're really trying to maximize your score, you want to carry a $10 balance on that credit card. Okay? Whether you have a $300 limit or a $1,000 limit, $10 is going to maximize your score. And that's even better than if you carry a zero balance. The credit scoring computers look at your account, and if they see a $10 balance, they think you're responsibly managing the account and that you're actively using it. If you have a zero balance, that credit card could go dormant and may not help your score as much. Okay, so low balances to limits, it's key. At 15%, your third factor is longevity of credit. And there's not much you can do about it if you don't have any credit established. Okay, you've got to get some credit established and then let the time frame start building. Think about this with me. If I had a credit card for 1 month, then I don't have a lot of longevity. I don't have time on that credit card for it to be a good predictor of how likely I'm to repay credit in the future. But if I have a credit card that's 12 months old or 24 months old and I've never missed a payment, that's a good indication based off of past performance that I'm likely to continue that in the future. Okay, longevity of credit is key. It's always good to have accounts that have 12 months or more because it's going to help boost the score. So get things established if you already don't, because we're going to need to see that for a mortgage. The fourth factor, and I know they only say it's 10% of your score, but man, I've seen it impacted a lot more than that, and it is a mixture of credit. I have a lot of clients that just don't like to look at credit cards. They've had trouble with them in the past, and they don't want them in the future. Guys, here's the plain truth, and I'm going to be a little harsh with this, but we've got to get over it. Okay, you've got to have a credit card established in today's day, whether you use it that often or not. But the credit scoring computers are looking for you to have what's called a revolving bank account. It's a credit card. And if you don't have it, if you're stuck with the installment debt and you have a low score to begin with, you're going to be waiting a long time, months, maybe years, until your score improves. Get a credit card established. I don't care if it's a $300 limit. Put $10 on it and pay it at the end of the month. Put another $10 on it, etc. Keep in mind, when we're ready to start getting that score close to 620, you do want to see that $10 balance carried forward. So you've got to have this mixture of credit. Mortgages are number one. Credit cards are close second, and a very distant third is installment debt. Okay, so you've got to have at least one or two credit cards established. The two would be more ideal than one. You're going to build your score faster. Okay, the last one, 10% of your score, and it's the number one thing that my clients think impacts their score. It's credit inquiries. Having somebody pull your credit is the least thing that you can do to impact your score. Okay, so there's a lot of misconceptions. Our friends and family say, oh, don't let them pull your credit because it's going to hurt your score. That's wrong. It can impact you slightly. It could be a couple points. It might be as much as 10 or 20 if you're letting a lot of people pull your credit for different reasons, like a mortgage loan, then a car loan, and then you're applying for a credit card through the bank, and then you go to a furniture store and you try to get an account to buy furniture. Yeah, that can hurt your credit, because the only way the credit scoring computer knows how to risk grade your loan is it says, well, we were really out here at a lot of different places trying to establish a credit. It's not yet on our credit report. So the only way that we can assess that risk is to treat it like you might be establishing more debt, and they're going to lower your score. But if you're coming to Ryan or Amy or Corey here and you're having us pull your credit report, it's not going to impact your score all that much. Just keep your inquiries to the minimum. Okay? So there's the 5 factors that determine your credit score. We help folks all the time improve that score if they're not quite there. And some examples, just number-wise, within the last 2 months, we've had a client that's sitting at 604 and needs to be at 620. We were able to get his credit card established, put a $10 balance on it, get it above 620. I had a client with a few late payments in January on her credit report that shouldn't have been there, and there was a collection on her credit report that shouldn't have been there. She worked really hard on getting the late payments on the student loan removed, and we got that collection removed. And within 2.5 months, her score jumped 120 points. And she's out looking for a home today. That is a wide range of what can happen, but it's possible. You just got to be able to work at it. It's going to take some effort from you to get that score up to where you need it. I know you can do it. We're here to help you. Please utilize us. Check out myindymortgage.com. On the lower left-hand side of the page, we have a question and answer section on credit scores, and there's also some helpful information on how to dispute your score with the credit bureau. Utilize that section, then utilize us, your mortgage planners. We want to help you get into a home, and we're sure we can make it happen. You guys take care. Again, myindymortgage.com, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.